This is 1912 Radio, and we are ready to 20sebenza.
We are ready to sebenza until December. It's my kind of music.
I get the best mix of my favorite music.
All on one radio station. Morning, everybody. So it's a Monday and it's a motivational Monday. It's a health Monday. So we're talking about all things health. So today, if you just joined us in, we are talking about, guys, before I start the topic. Yes, I hope you had a wonderful weekend and I hope you had fun. But hey, welcome. This is your host, Momo Cray. I don't know what's happening with Opa. He's not around. But anyway, the show must go on. The business must go on. We can't wait for anybody. So now, today, it's a Health Monday, yo. And I hope you're not having a Blue Monday because, hey, people. Hey, you know I got you. But hey, let's talk all things health because you all know that every Monday we talk about health. So as violent as we can be towards one another throughout history, the biggest executioner of the human race has been deadly diseases. So whether it was the Black Death in 14th century Europe or Ebola in present day Africa, the loss of human life and cost to society has been astronomical. So these are the 25 deadliest diseases in human history. So guys, as you all know that I deal with such. So today, let's talk about the 25 deadliest diseases. So now, I'll start with number 25, cholera. So notice preventives of cholera, which is published by Order, but this infection of the small intestine is transmitted primarily by drinking water or eating food containing the feces of an infected person. Worldwide, about 5 million people are affected. Over 100,000 die from cholera every year. So number 24, smallpox, people. So after the vaccine campaigns of the 20th century, smallpox has become one of the two infectious diseases that have been declared so completely eradicated, rather, the other being rinderpest. So throughout history, however, smallpox has claimed numerous lives just in the 20th century prior to vaccination, their death. Okay, cool. I just wanted to. Okay, cool. Now my background check is okay. So now we're good to go. So prior to vaccination, the death toll was estimated at nearly 500 million. So yellow fever. While yellow fever is transmitted by the bite of female mosquitoes, this disease is found in Africa and South America. It typically involves fever, chills, anorexia, nausea, muscle pain with prominent backache and headache, but in most cases subsides after several days due to warfare and social disruptions across Africa that has seen a resurgence since the 1980s. So, and number 22 is TB, tuberculosis. So usually attacking the lungs, this disease is spread by airborne saliva. The classic symptoms of active tuberculosis infection are a chronic cough with blood-tinged sputum, fever, night sweats, and weight loss. And then today, some estimated put nearly 1/3 of the world down as having some form of TB. So number 21, influenza. So guys, you may think flu is just a joke, but flu can kill too. So commonly known as the flu, influenza is usually transmitted through the air like TB rather. So, but sometimes through direct contact with contaminated surfaces because the virus can be inactivated by soap. However, frequent hand washing reduces the risk of infection. So now let's go to the second session of our 25 deadliest diseases. So now let's do this. As number 20, we have lung cancer. So on a worldwide scale, lung cancer is the most common cancer-related death in men and women. So responsible for 1.38 million deaths annually. So number 19, diarrhea. So a common cause of death in third world countries and the second most common cause of infant deaths rather worldwide. The loss of fluids through diarrhea can cause dehydration, electrolytes, and then disturbances such as potassium deficiency or other salt imbalances. So number 18, perinatal complications. So each year, about 500,000 women die worldwide from complications related to pregnancy and childbirth, including severe bleeding, hemorrhaging, infections, unsafe abortion, obstructed labor, or eclampsia. And more than 90% of maternal deaths occur in Asia and sub-Saharan Africa. So number 17, whooping cough. So technically known as pertussis, this highly infectious disease is known in some countries as the cough of 100 days. It is estimated rather that the disease currently affects 48.5 million people yearly, resulting in nearly 295,000 deaths. So let's go to number 16. Number 16, we have Ebola, and deriving its name from the Ebola River of Republic of the Congo, where it was first found. Its victims typically suffer fevers, muscle weakness, and other symptoms that progress to severe bleeding, both internal and external, that eventually causes them to bleed to death. So unfortunately, there is no treatment as yet. Currently, we are experiencing what some are claiming to be the deadliest and worst outbreak of the disease in the history. So right now, let me pay the bills and give you something because I feel good. You know, just throw you with something, Yana, because I feel good. And yeah, okay, cool. So for now, let me pay the bills and we'll be back in just a second. Good.
This is 1912 Radio, and we are ready to 27.
We are ready to step in. I get the best mix of my favorite music. All on one radio station.
Five, four, three, two, one.
This guy's entertainment. There's more where it came from, that's all I'm saying. I love it. Online radio. So hilarious. Yeah, it's very entertaining. Very entertaining.
I just like everything about it.
Good music. Amazing. Just amazing. Plays really good music. Very good.
Right now.
Yo, everybody. Let me tell you something, guys. I just we installed new effects, so I'm just playing around with everything. So now break time is over. It's back to school. See what I did just did. See what I just did right there. See what I just did right there. Man. You know, guys, I love you. But anyway, I'm broadcasting the show live. If you just joined us in, you have to know that today it's a Health Monday. And we're talking about all things health, all things, 25 deadliest diseases to hit the human history. So now, I'm about to school you guys. I'm about to school you again. I've already covered some of them. I've already covered 10 diseases. So now we are down to 15. So number 15, avian influenza. So it's bird flu. Bird flu. So although we've already covered influenza as a whole, certain strains adapt to a particular host. So in this case, birds, most human contractions of the avian flu are a result of either handling dead infected birds or from contact with infected fluids. So for this reason, there have been large outbreaks in heavily agricultural parts of Asia and Africa. So number 14, tetanus. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing right, but it's tetanus is a medical condition characterized by a prolonged contracting of skeletal muscle fibers, and then infection generally occurs through wound contamination and often involves a cut or deep puncture wound. As the infection progress, muscle spasms develop in the jaw, thus the name lockjaw, and elsewhere in the body. So number 13, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So now, often abbreviated as COPD. So this disease is caused by noxious particles or gas, mostly coming from tobacco smoking, that trigger an abnormal inflammatory response in the lung. The fourth leading cause of death by 2030 due to an increase in smoking rates and demographic changes in many countries. So now, let's go to number 12. And before we go to number 12, let me rather find something nice, something quite deep and Jersey, because this one has vocals. So now, now number 12, we have ischemic heart disease. So basically a fancy way of saying heart attacks, or at least the factors that predispose individuals to them. By some estimated 1 in 3 people are said to die from heart disease. So the other one is meningitis. So meningitis is inflammation of the protective membranes covering the brain and spinal cord. So the inflammation may be caused by infection and less commonly by certain drugs. So the most common symptoms are headache and neck stiffness associated with fever, confusion or altered consciousness, and then vomiting and an inability to tolerate the lights or loud noises. So I know somebody who had meningitis and he had to go to do an operation, but now he's fine. But he was saying how painful it is. You might die. You won't even survive in front of the lights, sunlight, your globe lights, your electricity lights. It won't help you with anything. So we have another one. Number 10, we have influenza again, influenza A, which is H1N1, which is swine flu. So now, although it has been declared by the WHO as officially over, swine flu was yet another deadly and contagious strain to influenza virus. And in number 9, we have syphilis. The sexually transmitted disease is believed to infect roughly 12 million people annually. So with greater than 90% of cases in the developing world, symptoms include everything from rashes to heart problems, and sometimes it can be difficult to diagnose in its early stages, So number 8, lower respiratory infections. So now there are 2 types of lower respiratory infections. So bronchitis, pneumonia. Some common symptoms of these infections are runny nose, sneezing, headache, and sore throats. Although in most Western countries, these diseases are not fatal, in the development world, a lower respiratory infection can easily be lethal. So we have another one, cerebrovascular disease. So, as you all know, this goes with the brain, basically a fancy way of saying stroke. So, this happens when blood flow to a part of the brain is interrupted because a blood vessel is blocked or bursts open. So, bubonic plague, that's another one. That's our number 6. And then now it's known as a zoonotic disease, circulating mainly among small rod, 2/3 of infected human beings within 4 days. Guys, within 4 days. So you need to watch out because these are the most are the 25 deadliest diseases in human history. And if you didn't know, well, now you know. Like I told you, I'm about to school you. So we have another one. Remember, I told you we learn every day. I didn't know about this one too, and it's the first time hearing about it. So it's SARS. So I don't know if that's how you call it, but it's SARS. So let's get to it. So a viral respiratory disease in humans. The last known case of the outbreak occurred in June 2003, and SARS is not claimed to have been eradicated. However, as it may still be present in its natural host reservoirs, animal populations, meaning, and may return to the human population. So another one we have leprosy. Yo, guys, I'm telling you about these diseases while looking at the pictures. The pictures are so not good. They are way good. Way, oh my gosh, they are so disgusting. Oh my gosh, I can't even describe the pictures. But you know what I'll do? Just search for the 25 deadliest diseases in history of human. So, guys, Dumisani Smith from Velasa just asked me, what station is this, my Lebza? So, Mom, Dumisani, this is an online radio. This is 1912 online radio, The Pulse. And if you want to tune into the show, you should download the coolest app on Google Play. The app is called Tuluntulu, TULU and TULU. Or if you want to stream us live or for any podcast, if you can't listen to us at the moment, you can go to Iono, which is www.ayono.fm/p/270. But you know what? Keep it locked because I'll just pin the comment and write you enough details. But for now, let's continue with the topic. But if you just joined us, everybody, just know that we are talking about all things health because it's a health Monday. And anyway, let me just give you our social media platforms. We are 1912 online radio, The Pulse on Facebook, and then 1912 radio on Twitter and Instagram. And then if you want to, I'm even broadcasting the show live on YouTube. You can go to my channel, which is Lebu J Song or Mama Cray, but my YouTube channel is Lebu J Song. So you can go to Lebu J Song or The Pulse. I'll make sure that I share it with The Pulse too. But anyway, for now, you can go to our website too, which is www.ncjoburg.org. And guys, let me give you my individual social media platforms. I would have given you my numbers for any voice notes, but I just can't. Let me just give you my social media platforms. I'm Lebu J Song on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But Smith, please do keep it locked and check the comment box because I'll be pinning in a comment with more details about the show and how to tune in. And any more questions, anything you want to know, just holla at me. So this chronic disease has had a long history of making its victims social pariahs due to the way it deforms. So the surfaces of the skin, although these days treatments have been discovered, in many parts of the developing world, leper colonies are still very prevalent. So now let's go to number 3. Number 3, we're talking about measles. So you know what, guys? Let me tell you something about measles. You know, my next door neighbor was not born blind, but at the moment he's blind. But he was infected with measles, and then rush was everywhere, the face, the eyes, and whenever he kept on rubbing the eyes, he lost his sight. But today he can't see. But now we know that everything is possible because he can do anything, even though he can't see, but he had a vision. That's the most painful part because he had a vision, but now he can't see. And to top it all off, he didn't know his biological parents. He got lost whenever at a young age, and he was adopted by different people. So at this age, probably he's like 53 or 50 something. That's when he met his parents. But other than that, measles is just one hectic thing. So make sure you take your kids to take vaccinations, and you take vaccination too if you've never taken one, because measles is one of the 25 deadliest diseases in human history. So measles is spread through respiration and is highly contagious, as roughly 90% of people sharing living space with an infected person will catch it. So while the vast majority of patients survive measles, complications occur fairly frequently and may include bronchitis and penicillitis, which is potentially fatal. So number 2, guys, HIV, which is know your status, guys. We always urge you, know your status. So the virus behind AIDS, a condition, is human in which progress failure of the immune system allows life-threatening infections and cancers to thrive. Since the discovery of AIDS has caused over 30 million deaths. Guys, 30 million deaths. And do you know that since it was, I forgot the year, but I'll make sure that I research for you. It was changed. HIV was changed. It was discovered around that year. And remember, I was telling you that how come it's been over 30 to 40 years? My bad, we discovered HIV and AIDS, but still we don't have a cure. Now your computer has a virus cure, has a virus an antivirus. So why can't we find a cure? So number 1, guys, malaria. Malaria is just one of those diseases that are not good and the deadliest. So this mosquito-borne infectious disease causes symptoms that typically include fever and headache, which in severe cases can progress to coma or death. It is found primarily in the tropics, and as of yet, there is no effective vaccination. So for now, but there is an effective vaccination, because, guys, one thing I can tell you, before you move to another country, or before you go to Uganda or Maputo or anything, you can take a vaccination before going there, because you know that mosquitoes are not good there and are not friendly. So you better take your vaccination when you go into Africa or any place abroad. So for now, let's talk about the 5 deadly diseases that could hit South Africa. So on the 26th of October in 2017, it reported that the outbreak and plague reported on the plague outbreak in Madagascar. So this caused quite a stir and made us wonder that other plagues and diseases have the potential to cause mayhem in South Africa. So several infectious diseases from the past, such as the Black Death, were encouraged by factors such as climate change, unsanitary conditions, and migration between continents. But what exactly are the conditions that would favor a disease outbreak in South Africa? So current drought situation. With the situation in the Western Cape, there are risk factors that may lead to outbreaks of certain disease. So the present drought and related severe water restrictions open up a pathway for the transmission of infections that may be difficult to manage should these restrictions continue for a long time. So says Dr. Joe Barnes from the Department of Global Health and of Stellenbosch University. So these diseases also have the tendency to get out of control and spread to other areas. So clean water and the safe disposal of feces and perishable foods are needed to avoid the outbreak of waterborne disease in any community. And in the factors that are the most important in determining outbreak of communicable diseases are the quality and quantity of the water supply in a community. So the sanitation facilities and standards, the quality and cleanliness of food, the climate, and the vulnerabilities of the population in that area, says Dr. Pandas. So when do these diseases spread? So we have large numbers of poor people who do not have enough to eat, who suffer from chronic diseases, and in particularly conditions like HIV and AIDS that compromise the immune system. And then once an infectious disease takes hold in a population living in poor conditions, the spread of that diseases can be quite rapid. So another factor when considering the risk to people living under severe drought conditions in the capacity of health services to cope. So what about health services? So this is a big concern as our health services are already under serious strain. When health services are overwhelmed, diseases are able to spread unchecked. So this aspect needs serious consideration, but as the area is already in the grip of drought, it is too late to improve present access to health services. So such as action require proper planning, time and money. So which disease are the biggest threats? The most important and probably first type of outbreak that can occur most likely involves the waterborne diarrhea disease. So typhoid fever is one such an example. And then at present, the Western Cape does not have indigenous cholera, but that may change depending on environmental, climate, and human factors. So let's take a look of some of these diseases that are bound to hit South Africa if droughts and unsanitary conditions rather persist. So guys, please do drop me your comments if you're watching on Facebook, and if you're tuning into the show, go to my Facebook Live and please drop any comments or anything you want to add or any constructive criticism, because here in the show we allow everything, but don't be negative, don't swear, and don't get to me and don't test me. Don't test me, boy, don't test me, because you were sorry. But anyway, that's not a threat, guys. I'm just pulling a leg. But now let's go to giardiasis. So now, giardiasis, popularity reserved to as beaver fever. It is a parasitic disease caused by Giardia lambila, right? While it's possible that the disease can live in some people without presenting any symptoms, the symptoms are largely abdominal cramps rather, and then diarrhea, nausea, and fatigue. And then these symptoms typically last for 2 weeks and can be treated. So, but like any infection of the digestive system, giardiasis can be dangerous, especially in those with impaired immune systems. So, guys, you should know. And then number 2, we have typhoid fever. Typhoid fever is caused by the bacteria Salmonella typhi and is transferred between humans. Typhoid can spread quickly and can be fatal if it's not treated immediately. And typhoid is a risk, especially in developing countries and countries experiencing drought. So the 2 most prominent symptoms are high fever and rash, and then other symptoms include abdominal pain, headache, such things. So for now, because guys, I've just gave you a lot of information, let's just take a breather and play some tracks, and then we come back in just a diff, and then let me reply to Smoff so I can give him more information on how to tune into the show, on what to do if you want to come into the show or you want to tune into the show. But for now, guys, let's just play something. This one is from Little Dicky, and you better, you know what? Let me find the one that has Nicki Minaj. But anyway, we don't need Nicki, but let me just do this. Yes. So guys, you better listen.
I woke up Chris Breezy. Oh my God, I'm the man. I'm so fly and I can dance. There's tattoos on my neck. I just can't stop flying. I told him I'm his biggest fan.
Okay, that you can forget.
I got a kid.
Okay.
I can sing so well. Wonder if I can city and where. What can I really city and where? We are my winner. Big ups my winner. We are my winner. You should be the winner. Forget y'all winners. Cause I'm that winner. I woke up in red. So how did she turn into Freaky Friday? But we got no choice but to turn this sideways. I can't believe that
This is exciting.
it's Freaky
Yes.
Friday. I'm in Chris Brown's body. Life is Ferrari, and I'm like skin black.
I woke up and I'm Lil Dicky. What the heck? Man, this is real weak. I was staying perched up on a like that. Walking down the street and ain't nobody on my neck. Whoa, ain't no paparazzi flashing pictures. This is great. Whoa, ain't nobody nobody judging cause I'm black or my controversial past. I'ma go and see a movie and relax. Hey, I'm a blood, but I can finally wear blue. Why's his mama calling all the time? Leave me the heck alone, damn. Wait, if I'm in Diggy Body, Breezy is who? Oh, my daughter's in school. Wait, if I was Chris Brown, what would I be? What would I do?
I woke up in Chris Brown's body. So how did she turn into Freaky Friday? But we got no choice but to turn this sideways. I can't believe that it's Freaky Friday. It's Freaky Friday. I'm in Chris Brown's body. I look at myself with the light. It's my dream.
Feel the glee in my body, where would I be? I'm trying to find myself like an introspective monk.
I'm falling on the floor, oh my God, I get down. Stomach me come under.
My junk is trending on Twitter. Now I'm at the club, I thought my way to getting in. I look up in the VIP, my goodness, there I am. I signal to him, let me in, but he won't let me in.
I don't know who that is.
Wait, who the heck you think he is? Took a glass bottle, shatter it on the bouncer's head. Welcome to that mother.
Wait, think it through for a sec. If you hurt me, then you only hurt yourself.
Oh wait, I love myself.
That was the key, now we're thinking back. I woke up in
Chris Brown's body. Let me turn it up. Turn up. Turn up. Yeah. Send me any request. You can send me any request if you want to play. If you want me to play any of your songs, send me a request on a comment box. So you better send your comments so I can play whatever you want for today, just for today, because I feel good enough. Why am I yelling?
I'm Kendall Jenner. I got a vagina. I'm gonna explore that right now. Holy, I got a vagina. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna understand the inner workings of a woman.
Okay, guys. Are you ready to turn up? Turn up. Are you ready? Ready? I need to better. I don't give you enough attention. So now, while I'm playing songs or jingles, I'll just be giving you some love, people. So right now, tell me whatever you want. Give me just send whatever you want to send on the comment box, and then tell me how much you love me. Probably if you love me. If you don't, tell me how much you hate me or what you hate about me so I can fix it. Because I'm doing it all because of you. And this show wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you. And now, on the Love Bite show, we have like 3 hours. Now the show starts around 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. So which is over like, yay! So I got an extra hour for Sunday. So probably we'll get an extra hour for this one. But anyway, you know I'm always on radio. But anyway, I love you guys. I love you. So drop your comments, drop everything. I'll holla at you on air if you want me to send some shout out for you. So smart.
Give me that love, I wanna give you what I'm feeling, yeah. Give me love, wanna leave it, yeah. I knew the first time I saw you there, yeah. Give me love, wanna leave it, got it, go. Now you sabi, mommy, you already know, mama. Got it, go. Me, I can't lie, oh. I like you, girl, in particular.
Oh, and guys, I forgot to tell you about the show. If you haven't noticed, last week Friday I was doing a show. So we have a spiritual show. But for now, I'm producing the show because this lady is a sidekick. And her name is Maddie Duplessis. So I'm producing her show, and we talk about different stuffs. And it's a very motivational show, and it like intellectually and as a woman, it pushes me to say huge things and constructive things and things that will help you. I'm not wretched as I am on this show or the Sunday show, but the one that happens around 12 to 1. Today we won't have the show. Probably tomorrow until Friday we'll do the show, but you better keep it locked for that show. So it is around every Wednesday, around 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. and then 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you rather keep it locked to the show. Her name is Maddie Duplessis. She's a white lady. She's a psychic. For her services, you can for card reading or for anything. You can offer life coaching. You can call her. I'll drop the details or I'll pin her in my. The person who shared the videos on Friday. You better go to that person because she's the one. So let me go on air, guys. I'll be back in just a jiff. Let's go on air. Let's go on air. Let's grind. Let's grind. Let's grind. Well, welcome back, everybody. So if you're on my Facebook Live, I'm talking too much. I'm even, you know what? I don't know. But if you just joined us, let me give you our social media platforms. We are 1912 Online Radio The Pulse on Facebook. And then we are 1912 on Instagram and Twitter. And our website is www.ncjoburg.org. And guys, search us on YouTube as 1912 Online Radio The Pulse. And if you want to tune into the show, you know what you got to do. You have to download the coolest app on Google Play. The app is called Tulutulu, TURU and TURU. Or if you want to stream us live or for any podcast, you can go to www.ayono.fm/p/T70. So guys, I've already given you every day when I'm hosting the show. I give you the details on how to tune into the show and on how to watch the show. Remember, I told you, Uguti, you can go to Lebu J Song. That's my account on YouTube, and I'm Lebu J Song on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and some of them are just coming in. So I'm broadcasting the show live, guys, live. So you better go on YouTube or on Facebook. So it's your choice. So now let's get back to the topic and talk all things health. So now let's go to the third disease. Number 3, hepatitis A. So hepatitis A is an infection of the liver cells. As the body's immune system tries to fight the virus, the response by the immune system causes liver cell damage and inflammation. And then according to the World Health Organization, hepatitis A occurs sporadically and often results in epidemics worldwide and has a tendency to reoccur. So hepatitis A is spread through contaminated foods and water. And then while hepatitis A doesn't cause chronic liver failure like hepatitis B and C, it can still cause acute liver failure, so which is often fatal. And then the symptoms can range from mild to severe and can include fever, fatigue, diarrhea, vomiting, jaundice, which is yellow skin. So now let's go to number 4. Number 4, we have amoebic dysentery, and then is an infection of the intestines caused by Entamoeba histolytica, which is the virus or the bacteria. These can attach themselves to the gut lining and spread via the intestinal wall to other organs. So amoeba AD mostly stays inside the intestines and causes bloody diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, and stomach cramps. And then while the symptoms can be treated and disappear after a couple of days, AD can be fatal if dehydration occurs, and then especially in those with compromised immune systems rather, and then complications of dysentery can be severe. So now let's go to the last one, West Nile virus, and WNV. So it is a mosquito-borne virus that is transmitted to horses and humans through mosquito bites. So WNV has occurred in South Africa before. So the largest outbreaks amongst humans was in the Karoo in the 1974, with another outbreak following in the Witwatersrand area in the 1980s, and then a study led by researchers in the USA has found that drought increases the severity of WNV in the USA, and then a pattern of drought was the dominant weather pattern correlated with the size of the WNV epidemic, and then researchers say symptoms include of severe illness, a high fever, headache, stiff neck, disorientation, muscle weakness, numbness, and paralysis. So, guys, paralysis. You better keep that in mind. Paralysis. So, guys, I drink a lot of energy drinks, and usually I just flow. So now I think it's your chance to send me any comment, anything. Go on YouTube if you like my video or anything. We can chat. So, but for now, tomorrow I'll be taking the station on whatever live broadcast I'm doing. So now let's go to our Facebook Live and see. Is anybody guys, I told you to send any friend any request, any song request, and nobody's budging. What's happening with you, y'all? What's happening? But guys, now okay, let me fix. We have a technical problem. I have to fix this. Okay, done and dusted. Am I good or what? If you're listening to the show, you can hear probably the feedback sound, and you know what? Cause I'm just like this. I just touch like, yeah, everything I touch turns into gold, yo. So now let's continue with the topic, and then more music and less talk, and then we'll come back with more discussions, and then we'll talk about everything and anything. So now we talk about the top 10 deadliest diseases. So the overview: when people think of the deadliest diseases in the world, their minds probably jump to the fast-acting, incurable ones that grab headlines from time to time. So, but in fact, many of these types of diseases don't rank in the top 10 causes of worldwide deaths. So, an estimated 56.4 million people passed away worldwide in 2015, and 68% of them were due to diseases that progressed slowly. So now, perhaps even more surprising is that several of the deadliest diseases are partially preventable. So non-preventable factors include where a person lives, access to preventive care, and quality of health care. And then these all factor into risk. So, but there are still steps everyone can take to lower their risk. So let's start with the first one: heart disease. So it's 8.8 million 8.8 million deaths in 2015, and then 15.5% deaths worldwide. And from 2000 to 2015, it increased from 6 million to 8.8 million. So imagine. So the deadliest disease in the world is coronary artery disease, which is CAD, also called ischemic heart disease, which is CAD. CAD occurs when the blood vessels that supply blood to the heart becomes narrowed. Untreated CAD can lead to chest pains, heart failure, and arrhythmias. Yeah. And then impact of CAD across the world, although it's still the leading cause of death, and then mortality rates have declined of many European countries and in the United States. So this may be due to better public health education, access to healthcare, and forms of prevention. However, in many developing nations, mortality rates of CAD are on the rise. So an increasing lifespan, socioeconomic changes, and lifestyle risk factors play a role in this rise. So risk factors and prevention. So risk factors for CAD include high blood pressure, high cholesterol, smoking, family history of CAD, diabetes, being overweight, and then talk to your doctor if you have one or more of these risk factors. And then you can prevent CAD with medication by maintaining good heart health. And some steps you can take to decrease your risk include exercising regularly, maintaining a healthy weight, eating a balanced diet that's low in sodium and high in fruits and vegetables, avoiding smoking, drinking only in moderation. And then number 2, we have stroke. So we have 6.2 million deaths in 2015, and then we have 11.1% deaths worldwide. And then from 2000 to 2015, it was from 5.7 million to 6.2 million. So now let's a stroke occurs when an artery in your brain is blocked or leaked. So this causes the oxygen deprived brain cells to begin dying within minutes. So during a stroke, you feel sudden numbness and confusion, or have trouble walking and seeing. If left untreated, a stroke can cause long-term disability. In fact, strokes are the leading cause of long-term disabilities. People who receive treatment within 3 hours of having a stroke are less likely to have disabilities. And in the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that 93% of people knew sudden numbness on one side was a stroke symptom, but only 38% knew all the symptoms that would prompt them to seek emergency care. So the risk factors in prevention, risk factors for stroke include high blood pressure, and then family history of stroke, smoking, especially when combined with oral contraceptives, and then we have being African American, and then being a female. Imagine African American and being a female. Okay, everything now is just, it has roles and so some risk factors of strokes can be reduced with preventative care, medication, lifestyle changes. In general, good health habits can lower your risk. So stroke prevention methods may include controlling high blood pressure with medications or surgery. And then you should also maintain a healthy lifestyle complete with regular exercise and a healthy diet that's low in sodium, avoid smoking, and drink only in moderation. As these activities increase your your risk of stroke. So now let's go to number 3, lower respiratory infections. So as you all know, we've talked about it. And a lower respiratory infection is an infection in your airway or lungs. It can be due to influenza or the flu, pneumonia, bronchitis, TB, and then viruses usually cause lower respiratory infections. They can also be caused by bacteria. Coughing is the main symptom of a lower respiratory infection, and then you may also feel breathlessness, wheezing, and a tough feeling in your chest. So untreated lower respiratory infections can lead to breathing failure and death. So the impact of lower respiratory infections around the world. So guys, I forgot to tell you something. Okay, this one was not sure. Okay, cool. Never mind. So now the impact of lower respiratory infections around the world, risk factors and prevention. Risk factors of lower respiratory infections include the flu, poor air quality or frequent exposure to lung irritants, smoking, a weak immune system, crowded childcare setting which mainly affects infants, and then asthma, HIV. So one of the best preventative measures you can take against lower respiratory infections is to get the flu shot every year. So people at high risk of pneumonia can also get a vaccine. So wash your hands regularly with soap and water to avoid transmitted bacteria, and then especially before touching your face and before eating. Stay at home, rest until you feel better. If you have a respiratory infection, as rest improves healing. So number 4, before I go to number 4, let me just go to Facebook and see if anybody was ready and Is anybody who wants to hear the song? Guys, nobody wants to hear their song. Nobody wants to send a request. What's happening with y'all? I see you guys are watching, but you're not sending anything. Okay, cool. So let me just highlight everybody who just joined us and read most of the comments live. So Tumisani Smurf Mvelase just joined us, and then we have Happy Sinaralo, my dad. So remember, I read Jumisana's comment, but I replied to the comment to send him the details of how to tune into the show and how to get to know the show and our social media platforms if he's still watching. And then my dad says, clear picture today, hi babes, hi daddy. And then another one is Murikwe Moza Sinto joined us, and then I just told him how to download the app. So he my dad says, play me Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross, which is I'll play it for you. And then Jumisani Smurf from Velasa says, me, I miss you. Okay, dog, we miss you too. And then we have Spusiso Africa Kupega, he just joined us. And then Spusiso says blessed sister song. So Chris Martin, big deal, blessed. I miss you, my friend. I miss you too, babe. And then we have another one. Dumisani says, what station is this? I just sent you a clip. So, but now let me play these two songs. Chris Martin, Big Deal, and Luther Vandross, Dance with My Father. So guys, you know I love you for free. That's why I told you today. I feel so happy enough that I feel like giving away $1 million. So because I don't have $1 million, let me rather play whatever song you'd like to hear. So now guys, let me just play a song. Before I play a song, let me pay the bills. But these bills, let me just play a song and then we'll be back in just a moment. Let me just play the first song I'll play for now. But nothing. I'm not playing anything for now. Let me just search for the songs and then I'll be back in just a moment. Yes. Okay, Happy Sinyarelo. This one's for you, dedicated. So hey, and then Spusiso, Martin is coming through. So because I'll be throwing in a double play just for you guys, because you bow down to the rules and you just sent any request. And thank you to everybody who just joined us on Facebook, and thank you to your comments. Thank you for your likes, even though there's no like yet. But you can go to my YouTube account. I'm broadcasting the show live too. So YouTube guys, Facebook, you have options. Iono, which is www.iono.fm/p/370, and then Tuluntulu, the actual app. So take it away, Luther. You know, gays.
He would carry me, and I knew for sure
Our love.
if I could get
One
another chance, another walk, another dance with him, I'd play a song that would never, ever end. How I'd love to dance with my father again. When I and my mother would disagree, to get my way I would run from her
to him.
He'd make me laugh just to comfort me,
Yeah.
then finally make me do just what
My mama said.
Later that night when I was asleep, he left a dollar under my sheet. Never dreamed that he would be gone from me. If I could steal one final glance, one final step, one final dance with him, I'd play a song that would never end. 'Cause I'd love to dance with my father again. I'd listen outside her door, and I'd hear how my mother cried for him. I pray for her even more than me. I pray for her even more than me. I know I'm praying for much too much, but I couldn't send back the only thing she loved. I know you don't do it usually, but dear Lord, she's dying to dance with my father again. Every night I fall asleep, and this is all I ever dream.
Smart it, I'm telling you, I bless you, love yourself. I mean, value yourself, think highly yourself. You're very important. Hashtag, I'm a big deal.
Yes. Whoa, we have Colorani Elijah. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Yeah, we're kind of important.
Where do I get these friends? Where do I get y'all? Where?
My friends are some big deals. Very, very, very important. For real. This has nothing to do with money or fame or vanity. This one is all about self-worth. So big up your chest and stand proud and don't matter about nobody, no man, no more than no man.
Okay, guys, let's dance.
So whether you're
Yes.
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 Oh. My guys, you know I comment, so let me just tease you. Oh, whoa. Dragon Cow, guys, check. Let me just do this.
Oh yeah, I'm a big deal.
Just a young cat.
My friends are some big deals.
Whoa.
Very, very, very important. For real.
We have 1912 online
It's
radio.
like you're the prime
This
minister.
is us, guys.
And
This
then
is
you're
us.
up with-
This is where the music and the magic happens. So, yes. Yes.
Ask anybody about
But yeah, I'm a big deal. It's not about the fame. It's not about the money. My friends are a big deal. So, Scooter, I see you, my nigga. I see you. I see you. I see you.
Just walk around my family. I'm a big deal. I'm a friend, I'm a big deal. Yeah, we're kind of important, very for real. Oh yeah, I'm a big deal. My friends are some big deals. Very, very, very important for real. This has nothing to do with money or fame or vanity. This one is all about self-worth. So big up your chest and stand proud and don't matter about nobody, no man, no more than no man on this earth. So whether you walk or you a drive car, type your white or black lighter, that feel good in yourself, you start. You shop on a wanna tell all the haters, I'm a big deal. You're my friend, I'm a big deal. Yeah, we're kind of important. For real. Oh yeah, I'm a big deal. And my friends are some big deals. Very, very, very important. For real.
Welcome back, everybody. So, those were the two songs from my listeners and my friends and my family. So right now, let's continue with the topic. And then if you just joined us in, we are talking about all things health. And you are chilling with your girl, Mama Cray, on the Talk Town Smash show. Oh my gosh, I love the Love Bite show because that's my baby. But for now, we are rolling with the Talk Town Smash show for during the week. And you'll catch the Love Bite show on Sunday, rather. And we have a new co-host, which she's a lady. She's intelligent. She looks lovely. And if you were watching on my Facebook Live on Sunday, or on yes, on Sunday, or I'll just send you. I'll just post a picture, her picture, and then she's a producer. She's a TV producer and a series producer, and then she has Bold Girls Rock, I think. So as she has Bold Girls Rocks, she's the one who does the production of the show, and then she's all good. But now the new co-host, guys, you know that in this show we know how to serve you the best. But now Swisiso and my Swisiso said yes, thanks my friend. And then my dad was like, thank you, you made my day. So guys, if you want me to make your day today because I feel like a millionaire, you better send your requests. So now let's get back to the topic. Oh, before we get back to the topic, guys, I don't have a background track. I don't know what's happening with me, but I don't have a background track. Let me just find a background track, and then we'll probably be back and talking all things good. But now, before I get a background track, because I've been teaching you for the whole hour without a jingle, without a break, without anything. Let me just play you an extra song just for control.
You know what it is?
I sit back down.
I make you beg, boy.
Hi, boy.
I make you beg.
What's poppin'? Here for fun. What are you doing on my Facebook?
I make you
Yeah, it's been a while. And fine, you all stop. The feedback, yo, it's bad. I'm not even playing jingles because I have to adjust it fast. You know? Please.
But your boss said I'm gonna put
It's animal. My boyfriend can be he works for them. Yes. It's a family affair. Sing it.
I'm in the place, if I ever find out, then it's shot.
Oh, blow.
Give me time, please tell me. Baby, you're rewinding it up. Please tell me. Baby, you're rewinding it up. Baby, give me time, baby, give me
I heard you got a new girlfriend, and it's hurting me. I heard you got a new girlfriend. Me. And it's hurting me.
Go. Right, we gon' live it up. Next, we gon' get it up. Nice game, get 'em, girl. We gon' bet it up. Grind and invest played the main role, not the extra. Made movies like Netflix, never domestic. Watching the necklace, young and restless. You know who the best is. There's 3/4 Gucci Mane with the first shoe. Shawty got a girl and the girl got a girl too. Hit me with the fab like put it in the bag. Put it with my new thing like I know she mad.
Yes. Welcome back. That one was a banger, and it just swept me off my chair. I was all moving, I was all having fun today. As you can see, I'm feeling good and I'm in a good mood and I'm energetic and everything is just positive. It's a motivational Monday. Everything is just on a high note. So let's start the week with a high note. I hope you're not having a blue Monday, as I said. So guys, please, 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 please. So now, everybody is just on another level, and he's like, "Lol, yes." But the comments today, I'm so happy because even everybody is happy. Everybody is commenting. Everybody's giving me likes. Hey, I see them. I see them. Thumbs up. But anyway, let's continue with the topic before we run out of time because we are like it's like 11 17 minutes past 11. You know the excitement. I can't even get over myself. I'm so excited. I can't even pronounce the time. But now let's continue with the topic. And then we go to the quote of the day and probably the headlines because O is supposed to be doing the headlines, but I don't know what's happening with him because he's MIA, missing in action. Or A1, I don't know what's happening with O. But I'll be playing a song for Opa, MIA. You know what? But anyway, let's talk about number 4. Number 4, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So this one says chronic obstruction pulmonary disease, which is COPD, is a long-term progressive lung disease that makes breathing difficult. Okay, let me just take my background check just a little bit lower. Okay, now I'm cool. So now, okay, cool. So progressive lung disease that makes breathing difficult, chronic bronchitis, and emphysema are types of COPD. In 2004, about 64 million people around the world were living with COPD. So the impact of COPD around the world. So the risk factors for the COPD include smoking or secondhand smoking, lung irritants like chemical fumes, and in family history with the AATD gene being linked to the COPD, and in history of respiratory infection as a child, and then there's no cure for COPD, but its progression can be slowed with medication. The best way to prevent COPD are to stop smoking and to avoid secondhand smoke and other lung irritants rather. And then if you experience any COPD symptoms, getting treatment as soon as possible increases your outlook. So number 5, trachea, bronchus, and lung cancer. So respiratory cancers include cancers that of the trachea, lungs, and then bronchus and lungs. So the main causes are smoking, secondhand smoking, and environmental toxins, but household pollution such as fuels, mold also contributes. So impact of respiratory cancers around the world. A 2015 study reports that the respiratory cancer accounts for about 4 million deaths annually. So in developing countries, researchers project an 81 to 100% increase in respiratory cancers due to pollution and smoking. And in many Asian countries, especially India, still use coal for cooking. Solid fuel emissions account for 17% of lung cancer. So deaths in men and 22% in women. So risk factors and prevention. So these lung cancers can affect everyone, but they are most likely to affect those who have a history of smoking or tobacco use. And then other risk factors for those cancers include family history and exposure to environmental factors such as diesel fumes. Aside from avoiding fumes and tobacco products, it isn't known if there's anything else that can be done to prevent lung cancers. However, early detection can improve your outlook and reduce the symptoms of respiratory cancer. So number 6, diabetes mellitus. So diabetes is a group of diseases that affect insulin production and use. So in type 1 diabetes, the pancreas can't produce insulin. The cause isn't known. And then in type 2, the pancreas doesn't produce enough insulin, or insulin can be used effectively. So type 2 diseases can be caused by a number of factors, including poor diet, lack of exercise, being overweight, and an impact of diabetes around the world. We have People in low to middle income countries are more likely to die of complications from diabetes. So risk factors and prevention: excess body weight, high blood pressure, older age, not exercising regularly, and unhealthy diet. And then while diabetes isn't preventable, you can control the severity of symptoms by exercising regularly and maintaining good nutrition. So adding more fiber to your fiber can help with controlling your blood sugar. So now let's talk about Alzheimer disease and other dementias. So when you think, guys, excuse me just for a second. It's a cold season, so I've been struggling with my cold for like 2 weeks now. But I'm glad that everything is fading off, but it's just into those mild coughs. So probably I have one of these diseases I've been telling you about, the deadliest diseases in human history. So when you think of Alzheimer's disease or dementia, you may think of a loss of memory, but you might not think of a loss of life. Alzheimer's disease is a progressive disease that destroys memory, interrupts normal mental functions, and then these includes thinking, reasoning, and typical behavior. So Alzheimer's disease is the most common types of dementia. So 60 to 80% of dementia cases are in fact Alzheimer's. So the disease starts off by causing mild memory problems, difficulty recalling information, and slips in recollection rather. And then over time, however, the disease progresses and you may not have memory of large periods of time. And in a 2014 study found that the number of deaths in the United States due to Alzheimer may be higher than reported. So number two, we have no, not number two. Risk factors. Risk factors of Alzheimer's diseases include being older than 65, a family history of the disease, inheriting genes for the disease from your parents, existing mild cognitive impairment, and in Down syndrome, unhealthy lifestyle, being female, previous head trauma, being shut off from a community, or having poor engagement with other people for extended period of time. So there's not currently a way to prevent Alzheimer's disease. Researchers ain't clear why some people develop it and others don't. As they work to understand this, they are also working to find preventive techniques. So one thing that may be helpful in reducing the risk of the disease in a hot, healthy diet, and in a diet that's high in fruits and vegetables, low in saturated fats from meat and dairy, and high in sources of good fats like nuts, olive oil, lean fish. You may help you reduce your risk of more than just heart disease. They may protect your brain from too. So number 8, dehydration due to diarrheal diseases. So that's number 8 for you. So diarrhea diseases. So that's number 8 for you. So diarrhea is when you pass 3 or more loose stools in a day. So if your diarrhea lasts more than a few days, your body loses too much water and salt. So this causes dehydration, which can lead to death. So diarrhea is usually caused by an intestinal virus or bacteria transmitted through contaminated water or food, and then it's particularly widespread in developing nations with poor sanitary conditions, and an impact of diarrhea diseases around the world. We have diarrhea disease is the second top cause of death in children younger than 5 years. So, and about 760,000 children die from diarrhea diseases each year. So risk factors and prevention. So risk factors of diarrhea diseases include living in an area of poor sanitary condition, no access to clean water, age, with children being the most likely to experience severe symptoms of diarrhea diseases. So we have malnutrition and malnourishment, and then a weakened immune system. So according to UNICEF, the best method of prevention is practicing good hygiene. So good hand washing techniques can reduce the incidence of diarrhea disease by 40%, improve sanitization and water quality, as well as access to early medication intervention can also help prevent diarrhea disease. So before I go to the last two, can also help prevent diarrhea disease. So before I go to the last two, let me just highlight everyone. Let me just see everyone on my Facebook Live if they're all good, they're all doing good. Okay, I see new comments, so let me just highlight at this. Let me just highlight everyone. Let me just see everyone on my Facebook Live if they're all good, they're all doing good. Okay, I see new comments, so let me just highlight at this. Let me just scroll up. But anyway, guys, I hope. Let me just scroll up. But anyway, guys, I hope you are feeling good and I hope you are learning something from me. So now let's just take everything slow, nice and slow, because it's a Monday. And today the internet didn't sabotage me in any way. It's because most of the people haven't arrived at the office yet. That's why data, no Wi-Fi, behavior today. Because usually there's like trouble when it comes to Wi-Fi and everything. So guys, like I told you, on my YouTube channel, I'll make sure that I I'll make sure that I share the video as much as possible so you can find my YouTube channel. And then for now, let's just get to it. Let's just continue with the topic, and then I play you the probably two last songs, and then we come back, and then we do a closure. We do anything we can. We do anything ratchet. Probably I'll find something, just something nice for you guys. Yes. Okay, I think I found something. So this will be your second playlist. guys. Second playlist. And I need the song too. So guys, the song I'll be closing with will be just a banger. So guys, the song I'll be closing with will be just a banger because Nyazuguti, I work with everything that is a banger. So now, yeah, good. So now I'm good. So I'm good. So number 9, TB again. TB. So now I'm good. So I'm good. So number 9, TB again. TB. So TB is a lung condition, Bacterium tuberculosis. It's a treatable airborne virus, although some strains are resistant to conventional treatments. So TB is one of the top in people who have HIV, and about 35% of HIV-related deaths due to TB. The cases of TB have fallen 1.5% each year since 2000. So the goal is to end TB by 2030. So the risk factors and prevention: so diabetes, HIV and AIDS infection, and lower body weight, proximity to others with TB, and then regular use of certain medication like your drugs that suppress the immune system. And then the best prevention against TB is to get Bacillus camelid, the BCG vaccine. And then this is commonly given to children. If you think you've been exposed to TB bacteria, you must start taking a treatment medication called chemoprophylaxis to reduce the likelihood of developing the condition. So now, that's the last one. The last one is wait. The last one is cirrhosis. So now, this is a result of chronic and long-term scarring and damage to the liver. So damage may be the result of a kidney disease, or it can be caused by conditions like hepatitis and chronic alcoholism. A healthy liver filters harmful substances from your blood, sends healthy blood into your body. As substances damage the liver, scar tissue forms. So as more scar tissue forms, the liver has to work harder to function properly. So ultimately, the liver may stop working, and then the risk factors of of cirrhosis include chronic alcohol use, fat accumulation around the liver, and then we have chronic viral hepatitis. And then now, stay away from the behaviors that can lead to liver damage to help prevent long-term alcohol use and abuse is one of the leading causes of cirrhosis. And then so avoiding alcohol can help you prevent damage. Likewise, you can avoid non-alcoholic fatty liver disease by eating a diet that's healthy, rich in fruits and vegetables, low in sugar and fats. Lastly, you can reduce the likelihood of contacting the virus using protection during sex by avoiding sharing anything that could have traces of blood. This includes needles, razors, toothbrush, and more. So the takeaway for the whole topic today: while deaths from some diseases have increased, those from more serious conditions have also decreased. So some factors such as an increasing lifespan naturally increase an incidence of diseases such as stroke, heart disease, but many of the diseases on this list are preventable and treatable. So, as medication continues to advance and education grows, we may see a reduction in death rates from these diseases. So, a good approach to lowering your risk of any of these conditions is to live a healthy lifestyle with good nutrition and exercise, and then avoiding smoking and drinking in moderation can also help and viral infections. Proper hand washing can help prevent or reduce your risk. So that's it for in moderation can also help and viral infections. Proper hand washing can help prevent or reduce your risk. So that's it for the topic for today. Get back to the headlines. So now let me the topic for today. We'll get back to the headlines. So now let me just play a track.
I get money like I don't know why your love everything but five-star treating you give me a gal being adult. Unto you the time, yes, may God devote. I love you, even love you, girl. Anything you want, yeah, you got need another. So tell the girl I'm not to bother. You want more than a million dollars. Straight down to Addis Ababa. This kind of us taking us further. Nobody just can do it. This kind of love. This kind of love. Baby, like baby girl, I tell you this kind of love. This kind of love. You do me like baby, come on.
I'm good.
I wanna go to school and fetch my matric certificate.
You wanna go to school and fetch a metric certificate? But metric certificate. So I have to go to Lens South and go and fetch it.
No. I don't. They didn't say they want.
So I have to go to Lens South and go and fetch it.
No. I don't. They didn't say they want one. Or just said I must just go fetch it, because I don't have a matric certificate. General.
Never have one. I'll just go and Thursday probably.
Yeah, so like, I want to go today because it's an opportunity.
Because
Open.
my Uber is coming was around 12. So I told him to just delay with 30 minutes for the meeting got OG.
Where is he?
He's working around Josie, so like it's 11 to 30, so he'll be driving around and waiting for me until my time.
And don't tell him to drive around to the south. You go fetch it. It's not far with the car, It's like 50 minutes away. Like, guys, it's going to go there's Rosenville. Yeah. Like the south of Joburg. The south.
Yes, that was and that's
No. So I want to take a taxi with me to go. You understand?
The struggle is real. You need somebody to, as a keep up these.
Yeah, for us to walk there, like, because far, like the walk is not something that I'm.
You even for the taxi.
Not far, like it drops you like the south, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of houses, then there's that main road, then a lot of houses. So it drops me off at this main road. A lot of houses. So it drops me off at this road. Then I have to pass like a lot of houses. The first main road, a lot of houses, then the school.
Yeah, it's quite a hustle.
It is, and imagine I had to go through that my high school life. I'm thinking of going through that now at this age, and I'm like, fuck it.
Okay, to all the readers, to all the haters, to everybody, this is for you. Dear Betty, for you. It's coming, don't worry. Now it's here.
He's a real good looking man. But I remember when me, him, and Wesley State were young back in the 80s.
Wait,
They still got some of their money. I look good. I ain't got nothing.
I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, I'm broadcasting live on YouTube, and then I'm on Instagram.
It's a good life.
Same camera.
It's the same thing. The same camera, same mic.
Don't say.
There's two, but there's two broadcasts. Anyway, at the same time, whatever you do.
I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Try to
This is my
keep
favorite
it peaceful,
song, guys.
little
Hi, how are
struggle
you? Hope you guys
Don't
are
put-
still tuned in.
This one is for every negative somebody out there.
I have a big forehead.
I don't wanna die for them to miss me.
If you don't know the song, I'm sorry. Something is wrong with you.
And it was almost $1 billion. Remember the budget of the video. Whoa! Honestly, God's plan. The video. Whoa! Honestly, God's plan.
God's plan.
So,
And I have to teach my stepdad how to get used to his car.
okay. Are you good at driving?
Yes, I'm good at driving. Put small cars. I get some telling you for 8.
Oh, yeah. My colleague could
I
say.
make sure that no
Telling you
side
for
So my
8.
mom is kind of strict that.
He bought a new car, so since I'm the one who can drive long distances and everything, it means I would say like agile.
You have a license?
Yes, I think it's in code 8. But now I'm doing it code 10.
What's that? Is that
It's an
a
SUV Reynolds.
SUV? Is it? You know, it's an SUV now.
Yeah, it's me, Nicolios or whatever. I don't know these brands. I just know what.
Kaja.
No.
Okay.
Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up and
Oh, you know the cars, you know the brandings and everything. I don't pay attention.
So my mom wants to buy me those cars. I paid you, right? Second-hand car, 207. Yeah, 207. The latest one. 2-door. It's quite 208. It's 208.
But what kind of go this is where by the time you get a proper car, no
I know how
mechanic
to
will
drive.
rip you off.
I know how to drive.
It's not the matter of driving. You know what this car will humble you and will teach you the streets.
Yeah, true. My mom's car does that. Like this day, I was going to fetch laundry from the laundry mat. Okay, I was like, you know, like, I know I'm driving. I was in the morning, I went to man, you just I don't know if it's an alternator.
And with that one, it's a new version to it. It's sent over to the handbrake. It's on another level, so I have to get used to the car. And it's huge.
It's automatic.
So in thing is automatic is for lazy people.
I love it.
No, automatic is about it limits you. When I know my granddad, you can't even drive except the automatic. So the manual man. Dolo.
With me, it's like my man has that.
Oh, I want to say something.
81.
Oh, I wanted to say something.
81.
With him is that he's got an automatic, he's got a manual.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly automatic. Like, yo, 1,000 automatic cars. Him is that he's got an automatic, he's got a manual.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly automatic. Like, yo, 1,000 automatic cars. So this week is in a good mood. I'm saying this week. And because I'm not really excited about the Come On Monster by me, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not. So this week is in a good mood. I'm saying this week. And because I'm not really excited about the Come On Monster by me, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not. And my dad wants to give me a 10. I'm like, guys, you guys are just busy. Give me manuals. I want a manual in my life. I really don't want a manual. But I think. But it seems like I have no choice.
I make sure that no side it's still.
So yeah, I don't know. Who's that?
I brought toys for every single kid, so all the kids get toys.
So that when they bought a manual car in 2018. What is one of his life? Please ask him.
I ain't he had a small car, so he had
What's a big manual car?
He wanted
Like my aunt, I told you a story. And my aunt, when she was to go fetch my car from the car wash, I think I was going on a trip. That's what I knew. I knew how to drive from a trip. I'm like, yo, I'm going to fetch Mercedes-Benz. My first time in America. I'm thinking shit, I'm going to fetch. I'm going to fetch Mercedes-Benz. My first time in America. I'm thinking shit, I'm going to fetch automatic car. My first time driving an automatic car. When I got this manual, I'm like, what the fuck? Automatic driving an automatic car. When I got this manual, I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on, about Mercedes-Benz manual. More like it.
But no, it's just that with automatic it spoils you, and that's what when it comes to traffic. Basically, when you get to a manual traffic to a steep like main drift, now traffic moves slow. So imagine mostly about every day motors are going, and it's a fail. It's a still if if motor is a roller steeping.
I used to manual, the automatic. Like with this day, I saw what you know. I'm being spoiled. Man. So I was at church. I'm being spoiled. Man. So I was at church and my mom was like, no, take my car home. And trying SRT. I was telling him like, no, if someone slowly. You know, I was driving his BMW. So the BMW was the gear is here. The new one's the gear is here. Who indicates the gear is outside? Hey, now hey, when I want to go, I want to go. So he was like to me, take that car. I said driving his cars, man. So
yeah,
this day my mom said to me, I must go. We're at church actually, and I was supposed to go with their own money because I was not my bank or something. You know, church is school like that. So my friend, let's go.
Hey, this church is of thanks. You know, the church has to be moneyed. What's the point of living in an ATM? Has to be moneyed. What's the point of living in an ATM?
Our church is money, but there's no ATM. So my friend who I've been driving with her every time with the other big car, the automatic cars.
Oh my gosh.
They don't have it.
They don't have the song. Set your pen away. Love's been MIA.
So I met my friend whom I'm always with her, like in all the other cars, right?
Yeah.
The automatic cars, the big cars. Hey, when it goes to a small car, yes. Next thing I'm getting into a Ham Gear 3. I'm like, the fuck? I even forgot what gear was on. I got up and I was like,
it's a
okay, what's going on? What's the
nothing at all. It's like the usual. So what's the fella one of them?
They don't have that sound.
They don't have
This is 1912 radio, and we are ready to 27.
We are ready to sebenza until December.
Oh, guys.
I get the best mix of my favorite music.
Let's go. go back on air. V, you can go there. Go there, V. Go.
They're calling you.
Okay,
fill out
yeah,
this
V's
forms.
not going. Yeah, I'll fill out the forms. Alright, see, I'm on air. What's in? Ah, khuluma ngidlala ingoma either way. Oh, but okay, sharp. Ngizokuthola kasi. Sharp. Bathini ku-WhatsApp? Bathi yes.
Tell me what you really like. Baby, I can take the time. We don't ever have.
Actually, scrap that. So, guys, you know what? For now, let me just do a closing. And let me just give you the quotes of the day. And then you have fun. You definitely have fun. And you enjoy the rest of your day. Because, you know, we are all about positivity. And it's a Monday. So we don't want to hear stories and jani. We just want you guys to have fun. More fun than everybody else. So now we are closing. You know, I love you for free, guys. And as much as I love you, thank you for the love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the show. So thank you. So I love you for free, guys. I love you for free. So now let me just do a closing and then let me find a nice, accurate quote for the day. So now let me just get you some quotes and then I love you for free and leave you Nj with a bang. Because now, you know, I've been so excited. And now the excitement, I don't know what happened to it, but I was excited. So I think I overworked myself and I was too overexcited. But now I'm tired. Less than 2 hours down the line. So, okay, fine. Let's do this. Motivational. Let's do motivational letters for today. Because a motivational letter and from everyone, let's just these guys. Okay, good. Okay, whatever. I can't find a motivational letter. I can't find a proper one. So let me just do this. Let me just do this. So I cannot bore you guys. Motivational quotes for everyone. So now only I can change my life. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So good, better, best. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievements. And then with the new day, let me just read them aloud and then find okay, good. Now I got it. And then the page is still loading, guys. Remember I told you that today the Wi-Fi is behaving. I don't know what's happening, but the Wi-Fi is behaving. So good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. So this one is like the best for the day for me. This one I live by this. Like good, better, best. Never let it rest. Till your good is better and your better is best. So your best is perfect. And if you're perfectionist, you'll know what I'm talking about. So another motivational thing, infuse your life with action. Don't wait for it to happen. Make it happen. So make your own future, make your own hope, make your own love, and whatever your beliefs, honor your creator. Not by passively waiting for grace to come down from upon high, but by doing what you can to make grace happen yourself right now. And right down here on earth. So I think we're good. I think for now, this is the end of the show. And you know, guys, I love you for free. And then since I love you for free right now, I'll just leave you with our podcast. You'll be hearing from the main drive and Ezinye, you'll see them go on. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow for the Total Transfer show. And I love you. Yeah, boy.
My reputation,